Welcome to another edition of Mark's Inspiration. Glad you could join me today. As always, today's topic is going to be, but first, smash that like button, leave a comment in the comment section. And if you'd like me to speak on a subject, send me an email at marksinspirationalguidance@gmail.com. Without further ado, today's topic is going to be, well, maybe it's two topics. Today I'm going to talk about value and the power within you. Value. Your value is determined not by people outside of you. Your value is not determined by your material possessions. Your value is not determined by how much money you have in the bank. Now, that's not to say that people don't ascribe value to you by what you have, how you look. But value comes from inside of you. People will value you to the exact, amount, that's not the word I want to use. Okay, they will value you exactly as you value yourself. They will reflect back to you how much value you believe you have. The same with respect or love, self-love. People will only love you, value you, appreciate you, and respect you to the exact amount that you do those things to yourself. So it really is an inside job, value. Now these outer trappings like money, lands, cars, rings, clothes, and all these things are just a reflection of how you feel about yourself. You can take all those things away from you, and if you truly have inherent value, which is really the only value, really the only value worth having, all these things will come back to you. They are just a manifestation or reflection of the value you have within yourself. Until you first value yourself, nobody out there is going to value you. If people are treating you badly or disrespecting you, you are treating yourself badly. You are disrespecting yourself. Now think about that. You may ask me, well, how is that? I don't treat myself badly. I don't disrespect myself. Okay, let me ask you this. When you make a mistake, how do you talk to yourself? What are the internal conversations you have when you screw up? Do you beat yourself up? Do you call yourself stupid? Do you look at yourself and think, how could you be so ignorant? I can't believe you did that again. And when something good happens to you, do you think, I can't believe that happened to me. Oh man, that's great. I can't believe that. Oh, that's a once in a lifetime. That'll never happen to me again. Man, that's a miracle. Why? Why is it a miracle? Why can you so easily accept when things happen to you that you don't want? It's almost like you expect them. And then when something great happens to you, you're like, man, I can't believe that happened. Listen to what you're saying to yourself, not just vocally that you can hear with your ears, but what you're saying in your internal conversations. How are you talking to yourself? How are you valuing yourself? If something great happens to you today, be grateful for it and realize that that's what should be happening to you. That's what you expect to happen to you. Don't say, I can't believe that happened to me. Man, that's great. Well, that'll never happen again. I can't believe I won the lottery. I can't believe that I got this girl. All you're doing by saying that is programming yourself that this is not normal for you. This is not what should be happening to you. These things are abnormal for you, like you don't deserve it. Think about the word deserve. I have been to many meetings and I've spoken in front of crowds, and I hear people say, I really don't deserve that. Well, okay, what have you been doing in life? What kind of service have you been providing to other people? The word deserve comes from a Latin or a French word. It means of the service. Now, if you've been living for yourself, serving yourself, just thinking of yourself and only doing things for you, then if you are living a miserable life, then you're getting exactly what you deserve. You're getting exactly the amount of service back to you that you have provided to other people, which is actually none. Service. By giving to other people, by helping other people become what they want to become. If If you want money, help other people learn how to make money. If you want money, give money away. Oh, that's a hard one for people. They're afraid to do that. Give it away with happiness and joy. Give it away in a way that either no one knows it or give it away freely. And once it's out of your hands, it's not your money. And don't expect anything in return from the place you gave that money to or the person you gave that money to. But it will come back to you multiplied many times over. In the same respects, if you take from people and you're dishonest with people and you deceive people, anything you achieve from that form of interactions with people will be taken from you multiplied down the road. Now, these are laws you can't get around. Why doesn't everyone abide by these laws? Because they don't usually happen immediately. Some people call it karma. Some people say you reap what you sow. For example, if you plant a seed of corn in the ground and it grows up to be many ears of corn with many seeds. And then if those are planted, it grows up to even more. So you don't get back just one seed of corn. Okay? And it's the same way in life. When you plant a seed, and sometimes you have to plant many seeds to reap a harvest. The same with corn. Every corn seed you plant is not going to grow, but the ones that do multiply. They come back many times more. And then when those grow, and then you plant those again, you get more and more. What is the old saying? I can tell you how many apples are in a seed, but I can't, I can tell you how many seeds are in an apple, but I can't tell you how many apples are in a seed. Because that one seed, if sprouted, grows up into a tree with many more apples and many more seeds, which produce multiplied over and over and over again. It's the same way with your thoughts, with your actions. Now, you may escape the laws of the land. Many people do that. Okay? Life is not fair as we judge fair the word to be, but it is just. Thank God life isn't fair. I may not be sitting here talking to you today, but the laws work equally for all. There's another thing I heard. I don't know if I can quote it correctly, but anything you gain by any riches or anything you gain by deceit and, well, I don't even know. I better look that one up. I'll tell you that next time. It's a good one, but I can't remember it at the moment. So your value starts within you. Now, it's real hard to feel value about yourself if you have guilt, shame, remorse, and regret. These things you need to deal with before you can actually feel the value in yourself, because that's where it starts. Whatever you are inside will be reflected in your outer world. Think about what you're thinking about. How do you feel about yourself? Do you feel good about yourself? Do you feel badly about yourself? How do you feel about yourself? What do you think of when you look in the mirror? Do you look at yourself and think, God, I'm fat. I look terrible. God, nobody wants me. I don't care what you look like. If you believe you're beautiful, I mean really believe it on a subconscious level, other people will see you as such. There was an old woman I worked for back in 1990, I think it was. I was going through a difficult time. And that old woman was about 74. And she was not, on the outside, she was not what you would call beautiful. But that lady was beautiful. And people were always stopping by her house. I mean, always people, all kinds of kids, all kinds of people. She was happy. She would always be bringing me cookies and this and that. When I would sit down, she would listen to you. You could tell she sincerely cared about you. That was one of the most beautiful women I have ever met. Her beauty far surpassed her exterior, garment that she was wearing. She was truly beautiful. And so many people don't understand that. What you are speaks so loudly, I can't hear what you're saying. Change who you are if you don't like it. Change who you are if you are not getting the results in the world that you desire. You can't change anything out there and make it lasting. It will not last. That's like me touching the mirror. Oh man, my hair, I can't get it fixed, but I keep touching the mirror. I can't get that hair fixed. The world is just a mirror. That's all it is. And the value you ascribe to yourself will be the value other people give to you. And that let me see, that level of value and material wealth and things like that will come into your life. You can only attract what you are. When you see people out there that are very wealthy, okay, now not all of them, there are some miserable people with money, but when I say wealth, the word wealth comes from the word well or wheel, which actually the original meaning was well-being. So when I talk about a wealthy person, I'm talking about someone that may have a lot of money or may not have a lot of money, but he's truly wealthy. If you have a home, you have your bills paid, you have food to eat, you're warm, you have family. If you're not wealthy, it's because you're not appreciating and being grateful for what you have. That's another thing. You can have everything. There are many people with millions of dollars who are miserable and they're afraid of being poor. No matter how much money they have, they're afraid that they're going to go broke. So is that true wealth? No, it's not. Now, I have nothing against money. I love money. And there's nothing wrong with loving money as long as it's not your first love. Now, there's a book, the Big Black Book, that some Christians here in our country read, and it says the love of money is the root of all evil. Now, I have studied that, and actually the original word was the lust of money. You can love everything. If everything is made by God, divinity, universe, whatever name you choose to call Luis, it doesn't matter what you call that power. It's the same power. In many of the books of the spiritual texts of all religions, they have many different names for this power. So whatever name works for you, what does it really matter? It's your relationship with that power, and that power lies within you. It's not out there. It's not up in the heavens. It's not in the clouds. That power is within you, and you can tap into that power. But first, you have to start valuing yourself. You need to get everything out of you that doesn't feel right. Shame, guilt, remorse. Share that with someone you can trust. You need to get those things out. If you've harmed anyone and you feel badly about that, if you can, you need to go back to that person and make amends. To make amends means to fix. Now, you can't fix everything in your past that you've broken or things that mistakes you've made, but you can go back and tell that person, unless it would harm them or others, that you were wrong, and if there was any way you could make it right, you would like to do that. Now, here's the deal. You don't do that so much for them as you do it for you. They may say, screw you, get out of my face, I don't want to talk to you, and that's okay because you're doing it for you. You clear your side of the fence. And by doing this, it releases you from the feelings of guilt, shame, whatever you may have in respects to this situation. These principles are as old as time, as old as thousands of years old. They've been here for a long time. These things clear away the wreckage within you that blocks you from this awesome power. And I will touch about one thing about this power. Now, you've probably heard people say that you have more power in you than an atomic bomb or a nuclear warhead. And you think, yeah, right, that's ridiculous. Think about this. If you drop a nuclear warhead on a city, let's say it kills 1 million people or 2 million people, okay? That's probably what it would do. Maybe not that many, maybe more. Let's say 4 or 5 million people. Think about how many people were killed during World War II. I don't know what the numbers are, but I think it's like 30 to 50 million. I would have to look it up. I have looked it up before, but I've forgotten. Now that was created by one man's thoughts, Hitler. Think about that. Now, was his thoughts, or were his thoughts, were they not more powerful than a nuclear warhead? Now, of course, they didn't destruct just like that, but the end result was the same. His thinking, his thoughts, the power within him created that mass destruction and suffering and what we consider to be terrible things. Okay? So, now tell me, is not a thought as powerful as a nuclear warhead or more powerful? Now, on the reverse side of that, you have Gandhi. He freed millions of people from the British rule. He didn't have a gun, he didn't have a bomb, he didn't have airplanes, he had nothing. But he freed those people with that very same power that Hitler used to enslave, to murder, to torture people. And that power lies within you as well as it lies within me. But your problem is, or the challenge is, to get in touch with that power and learn how to use that power. It is incredible power, and it has to be used cautiously. But it is within you. It is within all of you. Now, you've probably heard that before, but there is a way to tap into that power. It doesn't happen overnight. It's not easy. It's not as simple as taking a hit of acid or taking some ketamine or taking ecstasy or something like that. Okay? Some of those I've taken. Acid. I've never taken these earlier drugs, but I haven't taken anything for years, for 30 years. No, 28, something like that. But anyway, but this power I'm talking about is permanent. You don't have to take anything to tap into it, but you do have to do the work, or you do have to take the steps. And there are many steps, and I will talk about them more and more in the future. Okay? Smash that like button, hit subscribe, share this with a friend if you think it will help them. And I know it has helped you today. I'm glad you listened, and thanks for being part of my subscribers. Have a great day.